OK, let's take a look now at the day's business news. We're joined in studio by our business editor, Stephen Carroll. Stephen, going to start perhaps with the US President Donald Trump, who seems to have changed his mind once again on this trade deal with Asia.
That's right. The president now says that he's opposed to the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal. That's despite signalling just a few days ago that the United States could rejoin the pact. In a tweet after his dinner with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, President Trump said that he didn't like the TPP deal for the United States. He says bilateral deals are more efficient, profitable and better for American workers. TPP negotiated, of course, under former President Barack Obama with 11 other countries on either side of the Pacific. Trump had withdrawn the United States when elected, calling it a horrible deal. The others have proceeded without the US. We know that trade has been a big issue for the markets. No great impact from this decision, though. Investors more focused on company results and trading in Europe today. Shares in the French food group Danone up 2% after their latest results. This is the picture across the European markets at the open. Over in Asia, we had some falls earlier on in trading, but we did see the Nikkei in Tokyo finish up over 1% at the end of the day on the back of a weaker yen, that helping to boost exporters there. The Shanghai Composite spent most of the trading session in the red. It's dipped back into the green there towards the end of the trading day in Shanghai, up by almost 1%. Next, the closure of 8,000 Starbucks stores for half a day next month could cost the company as much as $12 million. The outlets will be shut to allow for 175,000 staff to be given racial tolerance training after the arrest of 2 black men who were waiting in a Philadelphia store. Using the coffee chain's annual sales figures, the website MarketWatch has estimated the loss in revenue will be around that 12 million figure for the afternoon. Pretty small amount, though, considering that Starbucks took in over $22 billion last year. But as Cuba prepares for a new leader after Raul Castro steps down, many there will be hoping things will change for the country's economy. Cuba has been seeking to attract more foreign investment, and many French companies have answered the call. Georgina Robertson reports.
Cuba has been opening up to foreign investment, and French companies have been among the early arrivals. The international arm of Bouygues Construction has been building its brand in the Cuban marketplace since 1999, and now has more than 20 hotel projects underway on the island. French train company SNCF is hoping to secure a €30 million contract with its Cuban counterpart. They say it's not just a money-making mission.
We are not here to do business like the other countries, China for example. We're not here to sell, in fact. We are here to accompany a rail network as it learns how to use new technology.
A year ago, the French beauty brand Guerlain opened a shop in Havana. With the average Cuban salary at less than $30 a month, it has had to adapt to the Cuban market, selling other, more affordable perfumes alongside its own. It is not just the big companies who are vying for a position in the future of Cuba. There are smaller entrepreneurs like Pierre Hervé, who brought his business to the island over a decade ago. He says it can be challenging.
There is a system which you cannot escape. Every 2 years you need to redo all the documents, officially translating them and registering at the Cuban embassy in Paris for €100 a page.
As Raul Castro stands down, foreign investors are poised to make more partnerships with Havana. But will the new president continue Cuba's commercial evolution?
India is to increase printing of banknotes after a number of ATMs in the country ran out of cash. In a tweet, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that some parts of the country were seeing a temporary shortage of cash, but that there was enough currency in circulation. The lines at ATMs reminding many in India of the scenes in 2016 when the government abruptly banned the use of 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. India's Reserve Bank says these shortages are largely due to logistical issues. Public sector unions in Germany have agreed a new pay deal for workers there. More than 2 million people will receive a pay rise thanks to the agreement at a cost of €2.2 billion a year for the German government. Public workers will see a 7.5% pay rise over the next 3 years. It's going to be staggered into a 3% raise this year and next year, the final 1% being added in 2020. And the lowest paid workers in the German public sector will get one-off payments of €250. This agreement coming about after a series of strikes last week that hit airport operations, nurseries and even rubbish collection in some German cities. Finally, from me, the British company that failed to win the contract to make the UK's post-Brexit passports has dropped its appeal. De La Rue says it's considered all the options and taken legal advice on the matter. The company, which has been making British passports since 2009, says it remains surprised and disappointed that the new blue passports would be made by the Franco-Dutch firm Gemalto. De La Rue also issued a profit warning, saying it had spent £4 million tendering for the contract. Eve.
I have to say I quite like that story.
There's
that
a lot
the
of irony involved.
post-Brexit passport will be made by other EU countries. There you go. Stephen Carroll, thanks a lot for that business update.